Hey guys, it's me. It's Queen Osset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Alright guys, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, pass it on to somebody else who may like it as well, and leave us a positive comment in the comment section. So, I wanted to tell you guys that since we're in this cancel culture, I want to cancel some things. There are some things in our society that I want to cancel, and I want to cancel them now. By the end of 2020, I gave myself this time span. I want us to have canceled these things. It's a very lofty manifestation, but hey, somebody got to do it. Okay? So I'm going to tell you 5 things we need to cancel in our societies. Number 1, slut shaming. We need to stop slut shaming people. We need to stop policing other people's sex lives. We need to mind our business and stop telling people what to do with their bodies. Unless that person is sleeping with us, it is not our business. I hear this and see this all the time. Many of us have or do engage in this type of behavior because it's very normal in our society. And it's normal to really do it to women. But sometimes I see it done to men as well. So I think that as a society, we need to look and be like, look, it's time for us to mind our business. It's time to stop shaming people for their sex and sexuality and what it is they choose to do with their bodies that has nothing to do with you because you're not there in the room anyway. So I think that's one thing. And the reason, this list that I'm giving you, the reasons I have for all 5 of these things is that during the course of this year and many years before this one, I've seen people struggle with these particular issues. I've seen people have trouble with shame and guilt and all kinds of things around their sexuality. And some of the times, most of the time, many times, there was some slut shaming involved. And like I said earlier, a lot of times I see this with women because men seem to be, most of the time, celebrated for this behavior, whereas women are put down. If you're dating more than one man, you're some type of, every kind of derogative word in the book. And I think that's fucked up because a man can be dating 4, 5, 6 different women and he is the man. He's a player, He gets all of these kind of, terms that don't involve him being some type of hoe. We don't call him a hoe, I mean, we do now. I do. But a lot of people in our society will see that as normal behavior. But if a woman is dating more than one guy, she gets all kinds of labels. If she's had more than 4 or 5 sex partners, she has a body count. And now everybody's talking shit about her life. And when a man does exactly the same thing, then it's normalcy. And I think we just need to stop. We need to stop doing this to men. We need to stop doing this to women. We need to just stop. Stop minding people's sexual business. Let them do their thing. And if you're not going to be in the room, it's not your business. And if you are in the room, don't go spreading the business. Okay? And that's what I'm looking at. One of the things I'm looking at, because I've seen this a lot. I see this online like every day. And it always, to me, is very juvenile. It's something people would have said when I was 13 to 14 years old. During that time, people was talking about who was doing what and who had what reputation. And we were children. So I'm like, in our 30s and 40s and 50s, we're still having these conversations. I think it's just, cut it. It's leave it be. Leave it be. At this point, we've all been, half of us have been married already, other half of us have several children. We all been around the block a few times, those of us that are 30 and up, 25 and up, we've been around the block a few times. And even those who haven't been, it's still not your business. So it's like, grow up. Number 2, ghosting. I say this to everybody. Aquarius have a tendency to get blamed for this a lot, and we do it a lot. But I see this as a ghosting culture. I don't see it as just being Aquarius because, like I said, being online, I'm hearing from people that are telling me all these ghosting stories. And all types of zodiac signs are engaging in this behavior. So I think that we need to stop ghosting. By the end of 2020, we need to have stopped the ghosting culture. And instead of ghosting a person, which is so easy to do, it's so easy to hit that block button and be like, be gone. It's like a banishing, you know? I love that block button. But instead of just blocking and ghosting people, in 2020, let's just say, I'm not interested. Okay? You know, let's just say, I'm not feeling this. Let's just say this isn't right for me. Let's just speak on it in 2020. And those of us who are on the other side, the receiving side, let's just say, okay, I understand. Accept it, receive it, and move on. Even if you got to go deal with your feelings and call your friends, because it's going to sting. Go deal with the sting with your friends and move on. So that the ghosting can stop and the complaining about the ghosting can stop. Somebody told me Aquarius are never going to stop ghosting. That could be the case, but it's not going to be because a lack of me trying. I'm definitely going to say something about it. And not just Aquarius, all of us, as I said in the beginning. So think about that in the future. The next time you have to ghost somebody or it's time to ghost somebody, think about just dropping them a line and saying, hey, I really like you, but this isn't working for me. I'm going to move on. Just think about that. Now, if they trip out or bug out or act crazy after that, then you can block them. But try to say something first. Okay? I've been doing this lately, by the way, and it's been working. It was annoying a few times, but it worked. Okay? So, just a little suggestion for those of you out there who may come across that issue. Number 3, let us cancel not communicating. Okay, for Aquarius, this is another toughie, okay? So in 2020, and it may take us beyond, we have to practice this one for a little while, Aquarius, but let's work on not shutting down, not communicating, clamming up, clicking off, being so choked up we can't speak, Let's work on breathing through the emotion and trying to talk through our hurt, our pain, the issue. Even if it's that we are walking away, let's try to talk. Let's try to communicate a little bit more than usual. All these things I'm talking about, I'm working on myself. Not the slut shaming one, but the other ones, ghosting and not communicating, I am working on myself. So let's work on this one together. Let's try to be more communicative. And this is a hard one for me because some of the times I just don't want to communicate. I'm just, but I'm trying to do it when it counts, when it's an important person, when it does count. Because some of the times it is, and I still just don't say nothing. I just don't say nothing. I just clam up. So let's try that. Number 4. Criticizing your friends and family. Yeah. Let's seriously cancel criticizing your friends and your family. Because number 1, if they're happy, then it's not your business. Again, back to minding other people's business. Let's just cancel minding other people's business. That's going to be number 6, okay? So if your friends and your family are happy with what they're doing, let them do what they're doing, even if it's not what you think they should be doing. For example, the other day, I have this aunt I'm not very fond of. I just ain't. I have several aunts I'm not fond of, actually, but this is one in particular. So this aunt was looking at a picture of me. It was a picture of me. It's basically this scene right here. And she said that I needed to get the demons and gargoyles talking about Dobby. How dare you talk about Dobby? And my bro truckle next to him. I need to get the demons and the gargoyles out of my house. I wanted to choke slam her. I still think I want to choke slam her. I'm still working through that vibration. And particularly because, number 1, How dare you talk about my cute little Dobby? How dare you talk about my boat truckle, you know? And secondly, it's not your business. Even if I had gargoyles hanging from my ceiling, it's just that, my ceiling. So let's stop criticizing other people about what they're doing. My stuffed animal's not hurting nobody. My plushie sitting there chilling on the couch is not hurting nobody. They're my babies. Leave people alone. Let people do them, you know? They're not asking you for help. They're not asking you for your opinion. So leave them alone. And I see this a lot with people. A lot of my clients that come to me, the first thing they talk about is unsupportive family and friends. They have an idea, or they're working on something, or they're doing something in their life, and they're talking about the unsupportive people in their family or their unsupportive friends and things like that. We don't need that. All of us that are out here in these streets trying to manifest, trying to make it happen, we need support. So if you can't give a person your support, your kindness, your encouragement, loving words, shut the fuck up. Leave them alone and let them do them. If you can't say, my mother used to always say, even though she didn't abide by this, she used to always say, if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. And I truly believe that, especially when it comes to another person's life. That's not your business. If you can't say something positive or supportive or encouraging about their life, just don't say nothing. Leave them alone. Let them just do them. If what they're doing makes you that uncomfortable, leave them alone. Just leave them be. But for me, it is so infuriating. It is infuriating when people do that. And it's like, stop doing that to people. We should stop doing that to each other, you know? Let people do their thing. You know, giving somebody some advice is one thing, but giving somebody unsolicited advice about some of their business that's none of your business in the first place is not helping anybody. And my last one is refusing to forgive. Let's cancel refusing to forgive. Why? Because it leaves you in an emotionally bitter state. Because it leaves you bitter, resentful, hurt. It leaves you stuck in the pain and trauma of what happened. The sooner you can forgive it and release it, the sooner you come away from your own pain, your own trauma. And forgiveness isn't about dealing with the person anymore. Forgiveness isn't for them. Forgiveness is for you. And you never have to see them again or spend time with them again. But if you've forgiven them and released them, then you won't be caught in that energy. When you refuse to forgive, when you have unforgiveness truly in your heart, you're caught in the energy of whatever happened, whatever they did to you. So you're forever victimized over and over again by whatever they did to you. But if you can think about what happened and say, you know what? Everything that happens is for my own good. Or that was an awful situation, but it's over. I survived and I'm moving forward. There's a lot of things that happen to us in our life for different reasons. Sometimes things happen to us so that we can overcome or that we can learn a spiritual lesson. It's a lot of reasons why things happen. Some of the times awful things happen because those around us were not looking out for us. A lot of different things happen for a lot of different reasons. But when we can find ways of forgiving them and releasing them, we don't have to be trapped in the trauma of what those things were. As long as you hold on to unforgiveness, you're still trapped. You're still trapped on repeat. So that violation is repeating over and over again. So in 2020, let's work on being open to forgiving. Let's cancel unforgiveness completely and work on forgiving and releasing people who have done us dirty, especially in cases when we didn't even do anything and didn't even deserve it. I think those are some of the hardest cases to forgive and let go. It's like, I didn't even do nothing, you know? But in 2020, let's work on that. Let's collectively together work on that. Okay? All right, it's time for me to get going. So if you would like to have a reading done, please email me and I'll give you an appointment. I'll see you guys on the 26th with 2 brand new videos. I'm going to take one day off to lay in the bed. So I hope that you guys, if you do celebrate Christmas, I hope that you have a great holiday. And come back soon, because you know I got a lot more to say. See you later.